What's going on, guys? It's mangobanana and welcome back to Lowkey OP, where I bring you beastly class setups and more that you might not expect or perhaps you're not aware of in Black Ops 3. In today's episode, we have the Weevil, and as usual, the class setup will be on screen, and feel free to pause the video if you want to look at it longer. The gameplay in the background is me using the Weevil on Hunted, and I get a couple Motherships, so I hope you enjoy. So getting right into the class setup, I'm using 3 attachments on the Weevil, so you're going to have to use the primary gunfighter wildcard. And the 3 attachments I'm using are extended mag, stock, and grip. Now you might think extended mag is a bit of overkill on the Weevil because it already has a 50 round magazine. However, when you put on extended mag, you get a 70 round clip, and I think that's just really good for hectic game modes such as ground war. You can really kill multiple enemies without ever having to think about reloading. So secondly, I have the stock attachment on because if you see my previous video, you know I really love stock on SMGs because it greatly increases your strafing speed, and if you can learn to strafe left and right in gunfights, it is very difficult for your enemies to aim at you, and you'll win a lot more gunfights that way. Now lastly, I have the grip because the recoil of the Weevil can be a bit random and hard to manage, but when you put on the grip, it only becomes really vertical recoil, and it's easy to manage that way. So it becomes a lot easier to aim at people at medium to even long range engagements. So moving on to the tactical and lethal grenades, I'm using a flashbang as my tactical and a trip mine as my lethal. So recently I've been really liking the flashbang because it essentially takes away all visibility of your enemy. Their whole screen essentially goes white, and that's why I kind of picked it over the concussion, but you can really pick either one. It just depends on whether you want to, stun your enemies or take away their visibility. So recently I've started to use the trip mine a lot more. It really comes in handy to block doorways, high traffic areas, or even flanking routes. But instead of just placing it on the ground, I'd really recommend placing it on the walls or even the ceiling if you can. Because usually enemies don't check those places, and it's also harder for them to evade the actual explosion itself. You'll recognize that my perks don't really change much because they're made for respawn game modes where you're going to try and go on big streaks. And I find that these 3 are just the best for staying alive longer and kind of sustainability. So for perk 1, I'm using Flak Jacket because the grenades in this game are very powerful, and without Flak Jacket, you're just going to die quite often to them. And for perk 2, I'm using Scavenger because the focus of this class setup is the Weevil, so you don't want to pick up guns off the ground because you're running out of ammo, and Scavenger allows you to replenish your ammo and to keep using the Weevil. Additionally, it also replenishes your tactical and lethal grenades, so you don't have to use other picked endpoints to have a second trip mine or a second flashbang. The fact that you can replenish trip mines is kind of one of the main reasons that I really like it, because you can essentially keep placing trip mines in multiple areas throughout the map, and you can create a lot of map control for your team, as well as pick up easy kills for yourself. So finally for perk 3, I'm using Tac Mask, because similar to Flak Jacket, it really helps to keep you alive, because when you're hit by tactical grenades such as flashbangs and concussions, you're really put at a big disadvantage, and you're going to end up losing a lot more gunfights. However, with Tac Mask, it helps to reduce that disadvantage and to potentially win more gunfights and stay alive longer. So why is the Weevil Lowkey OP? Well, it was a very underappreciated and underused SMG in Black Ops 3 so far, because people thought it was really weak and it got a lot of hit markers. But to be honest, it did have kind of a slow time to kill. But I feel like it was really a specialized weapon in the fact that it really gave you that large ammo capacity without using any attachment, similar to the P90s in the Modern Warfare games or the PDW in Black Ops 2. And I feel that it was kind of fine where it was because it was specialized in that way. But of course, the community didn't really like this gun, and they launched the campaign #BuffTheWeevil. And I guess Treyarch really did listen to them. And recently, they did secretly patch it. They didn't put any patch notes or anything, but they did kind of do like a hot fix, I guess, on the gun, and they increased the range a bit and the damage drop off. But now this gun has really become my favorite SMG and one of my favorite guns to use in the game, and with this class setup it really does become Lowkey OP. So that has been the class setup for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, stay fruity, be smoothie.